Oi galerinha, aqui é a Joy e hoje de frente comigo está ele, Main Rescuer, primeiro lugar de mercenário no servidor americano por várias seasons, inteligente, direto, dono de um canal composto por vídeos educacionais de Identity 5 e streamer, o nosso top player Sikey. Hi Sikey, how are you doing?
Hey Joy, I'm doing very good today. Hope you're doing good as well.
Okay, have you ranked today?
I have ranked today, but I didn't have a duo this afternoon, so I just played by myself.
And was it good?
It wasn't that good. It was okay, I guess. I didn't play very well. Maybe because I'm not used to playing afternoon.
Usually you play at night, right?
Yeah.
So I will start asking the questions. Basically, the questions are questions that my subscribers wanted to ask you, okay? And the first question is, why did you become a main rescuer?
So the main reason I became a rescuer was this was all the way back in 2018. There was just no one that went rescuer. At the time, the best rescuer was coordinator, so she was my first ever survivor that I bought. And ever since then, I've always been a rescue main. I've always been improving my rescues, learning how to rescue. And the first year I mained rescuer, I only played coordinator. So I think that made my mercenary very strong because I didn't have to rely on elbow pads when I rescue most of the time. And ever since then, it's always just been a matter of, other people just not playing rescuer. So I got to play rescuer. Not a big deal. At least we get a guaranteed rescue off every time.
That's exactly what happened to me because nobody wants to play rescuer.
Yeah, that's very true. No one wants to play rescue, and it might be because there's a fear of rescuing, There's just so many hunters, how do you counter each one? It's a very big task to do in this game, to rescue off of it.
And when we fail the rescues, many of the times we throw the match. Yes.
Yeah, very often. If you don't get that rescue off, it might be, the game right there.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you know about this game?
How did I find out about this game? Because my brother used to play this game back when it released. The day it came out, he got it. And he told me about it, and I'm looking at it like, okay, it looks like a copy of Dead by Daylight, and I didn't really want to play Dead by Daylight because it was scary, so I didn't want to play this game either. But over time, over the next month, every evening I've heard that music, that lobby music. And I'm just thinking to myself, that music is very strange, and I really want to know what this game is about. So I logged on in August 2018 to see what it was about. Ever since then, I really liked it. Turned it into a little bit of a YouTube hobby, all that fun stuff. Met a lot of friends. I think it's been a great experience so far.
Oh.
But yeah, I started because of my brother.
Oh, because of your brother. So in the very first season.
Yes, the very first season I was there, but I was late.
Okay. And have you ever thought about giving up on the game?
There were a couple times, like when recently, a few months ago, when several of those popular Identity 5 YouTube streamers quit, as well as other very good players. It's just very difficult to win matches when all my good friends that I play with for so long just leave the game. And I'm still kind of searching for a new duo. My ranked duo, who I played with for 2 years, 𝐏𝐿𝐿, isn't playing as much recently. So really, it's just a lack of friends. If you can find yourself some friends in this game, then you won't want to quit. I didn't want to quit, but those are really the only times I think about quitting, when I don't have anyone to play with.
Okay, yeah. I've seen that many people quit the game. Many nice people. Okay, another question. Why did you choose the name Sikey?
Why did I choose Sikey? It's pretty simple because in every other game that I've ever played in, I've always named myself Mikey because my real name is Michael. But when I put Mikey into this game, it said the name was taken and no duplicates were allowed. But I still wanted my name to be similar to Mikey, so I'm just thinking to myself, okay, the options are Pikey, Nike, and Sikey. So I just picked Sikey.
It's a nice name, different. I think it's better than Mikey.
Me too, because Mikey wasn't very original.
Okay, and another question from my subscriber is, which rescuer would you recommend?
That's a That's a very easy question. Mercenary is the #1 rescuer in this game. There is no better rescuer than Mercenary. Mercenary, you cannot chase him. His decoding isn't the worst out of all the other rescuers. He can take detention hits. He can take multiple hits, which is very important in the late game when you need a stall to get to the gate, to get to the dungeon. His elbow pads late game, you can use those to get to gates and dungeons as well. He's amazing at basement rescues to elbow pad down the stairs and back up. He's just great at everything, and the best part is no hunter can chase him early game either. Because, I mean, you can make an argument for forward, because forward, he is very similar to Mercenary. He can't take detention hits, but he can stall the game out very long if he plays his cards right. If he uses his football correctly, I should say that. If forward uses his football correctly and he gets those stuns, then he can buy a lot of time for his team. And he can be better than Mercenary sometimes, but it really depends. Most of the time, Mercenary is better, and I would recommend, if you're starting a rescuer, pick Mercenary.
Okay, I agree. Especially when you miss the rescue, you still have a chance to make it as Mercenary, and the other ones you don't have a second chance. So I agree with you. Okay, let's start now talking about rescuing. Who is the hardest hunter to rescue against, in your opinion?
The hardest character to rescue from, honestly, it's either 𝐷26 or Hellember. It's either those. Because 𝐷26 is so difficult because, especially when he has full presence. When he doesn't have full presence, it's more manageable. You can dodge more bombs and not get spammed by as many. But when he has full presence, he gets bombs very quickly. He puts them one after another, and by the time you dodge 6 bombs, you usually got 3 back during that whole time that you were dodging bombs. So very often you do need to get to the chair as quickly as possible, get as close to the chair without being seen, and it can be very difficult to do that if you don't have like elbow pads to get yourself right next to the chair and pressure the rescue, pressure a hit from the hunter. And as soon as you get them to hit, you can dodge a bomb if it's about to explode, and do the rescue that way. But it's very situational. It's very difficult. Hellember is the same problem, except instead of bombs that don't move, he has clones of himself that do move. So on top of that, they've improved the aim of these bots. They've improved the aim of the puppets, of the fire spirits that come out of Hellember, made of fire, and it's just very difficult to avoid without getting a double hit.
I always watch your streams, and you usually, most of the time, you never fail. even from Hellember, and it seems so easy when I see you rescuing against the Hellember.
Even I'm scared of Hellember. So if you're scared, that's okay, because even I'm scared.
Yeah. It's like, for me, I never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes I need luck, more luck than, skills.
Oh yeah, Hellember isn't as much luck, but I would say 𝐷26 is very much a lot of luck. He's just guessing where you're gonna go, and you have to guess that he's going to guess where you're going to go. So it's very complicated because you're trying to predict their prediction.
Yeah, what I do is I take the bomb, and then I pray for the hunter hit me or the chair.
Yeah.
I pray. It's some hunters are not patient, and then they hit fast just because of the bomb or of the first bomb. But there are other hunters that they are patient, and it's too much pressure, so it's harder.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is very difficult if they're patient. If you're afraid of them being patient, you can elbow pad to the chair, assuming your elbow pads are accurate, and then this is very, you have to be very fast. You have to elbow pad out right on top of the chair from a distance, and then spam the rescue button before they even know what's happening. So it's actually a viable strategy. You can do that.
Yes, I see that you do that. You always do that, but we need accurate elbow pad, just like you said. And it's necessary to be very fast. I try, but sometimes I miss. But I think it's the best strategy against Bonbon because it's hard to dodge all those bombs, especially when he has full presence. So I agree with you that it's the best option, but it's not easy. Yes, depends on the situation.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so if we compare like Bonbon and Hell Ember, which one would you say is harder?
I would probably say Hell Ember's harder, just because the puppets move by themselves and move together. He can move himself and the puppet at the same time. And ever since they improved the AI, I guess I could say it's how smart. It's basically how smart the fire spirits are that come out of Hell Ember. They made them smarter so they don't miss anymore. You can't just walk past them, and they sometimes they still miss. Sometimes they still hit behind you if you walk right past them. But if you can make it to the chair before he summons that fire spirit thingy, then you can go for the rescue and try to get it in before. It's sort of like with Bonbon, just elbow pads to the chair before he has any idea what's happening. But if you're any other rescuer, good luck. It's going to be very difficult.
Yes. So there is another question here, but I guess you have already answered. Is there any hunter you are insecure to rescue against?
Any hunter that attacks very quickly. So those hunters that it's not possible to react to their basic hit because they attack so quickly. Any of those types of hunters, it's usually not a big deal. But if I had to say the hunters that I definitely scare me, it would be Hell Ember, Guard 26, and if it's a patient exploit violence schemekeeper that just doesn't want to hit you, then there's no way you're going to react to Terror Shot because they attack so quickly. So I would just stand there waiting for them to hit me. They're standing there and the time is ticking, so it makes it very difficult if they're patient.
Main rescuer is the hardest part of the game.
It might be, I don't know. It depends on how long you play.
Yes. So another question. Which part of the match you think it's harder, early, middle, or late game?
It really depends on what happened in the early game. If you had a good early game kite, if you guys got 3 ciphers done, then there will be no middle game. There won't be any mid game to say because of you guys finish the ciphers so quickly. So you go straight from early game to late game because the gates are already open. But if you ever get yourself stuck in that scenario where someone didn't do a good kite and they go down early, and you guys won't get the ciphers done before they die, then the middle game would be the hardest to play because you need to know, okay, where's the hunter going to go next? Should I prepare to get off my cipher, or should I keep working on my cipher? And you have to also consider, okay, whoever the hunter chases next, then they're going to force them off the cipher, and if the person doesn't kite away from that cipher, then we're going to need a new cipher. And it makes you have to make a lot of the right choices. You have to be ready. If you're the kiter, you have to get ready to kite. If you're just someone who's decoding, like a mercenary, you have to know where the ciphers are to finish your other teammate's cipher. So there's a lot of things that everyone has to do to work together to make that tie happen in the mid-game if someone goes down early, so you don't lose. If you don't get the good early game, then the mid-game is what's going to cause you trouble. But if you had a good early game, you won't have to worry about that because you guys will get the ciphers done very quickly.
Yes.
Because think about it. Rescuer doesn't have to go rescue early. You can still keep decoding. Everyone else can still keep decoding. The longer the hunter's distracted, that's more time it gives your team to decode. As long as they're not the kiter isn't kiting into other people's ciphers.
It's very easy when the early game is good, especially for the rescuer.
Yeah.
Another question from my subscriber. What do you do when a survivor dies fast on early game?
Okay, it depends how quickly they died and where they died. So if they died, and I guess also who died on the chair. Let's say, for example, let's say it's a mercenary who died very quickly. You should still rescue that mercenary before half, because even if the hunter hits him again, the mercenary might have, they might have output, so they might just get away right away. Or if the hunter hits them, then they'll stall for another 15 seconds. And so against survivors like mercenary, the hunter will have a difficult time against if you keep rescuing them. Now, let's say it's a mechanic. The mechanic goes down very early, but the mechanic, let's say the mechanic has her robot. Then, if no one has like more than 50% on their ciphers, then no one should go rescue the mechanic. Everyone should let the mechanic die. And in the meantime, the mechanic will finish the whole cipher. So by the time the mechanic dies, you will have 4 ciphers done. You will only need 1 more. And by that point, the hunter, it's game over for the hunter. Now, what if it's just a kiter that went down early? It depends how early and where. If it was before 50% on everyone's ciphers, then you probably shouldn't rescue. However, if they died close to a rescuer cipher, let's say you're a rescuer and they actually died by your cipher, well, what would be better? I mean, would it be better to just move away from the cipher, or would it be better to rescue? It will be better to rescue, because you can have that person with tie tuner run away from your cipher, and you can keep working on it instead of splitting up your decode. So those are things to think about. It's important to think about, did the person die by someone's cipher? In that case, the rescuer should go rescue. Even if it's not on their cipher, it's very important to make sure your teammates aren't being forced off ciphers. If they die quickly and they're not by anyone's cipher, and especially if they're in basement, do not go rescue. I will sometimes go rescue them before half one time, then I'll let them die after that, just so the hunter is scared to leave the chair, which goes into like mind gaming the hunter and forcing them to chair because they're afraid someone will rescue again. But yeah, there's a lot that goes to it. And I hope that clears some of that confusion up.
No, it's okay, and I never thought about it, because usually when the person dies fast, I don't rescue. But I never thought that way, and when someone dies near your cipher, for example, you cannot decode there, so it doesn't make sense not to rescue. I agree with you.
Yeah. When you can go rescue as like a gravekeeper or a mercenary, go help them. Have them run away with tie tuner. You don't even have to body block for them. Save your health. If they hit the chair, don't even try to body block for them. Save your health, because if they died early, there's no way they're going to kite 5 ciphers.
Mm-hmm.
So, if possible, save your health. But if they die by someone's cipher, or you guys have more than 50% done on the ciphers, then you should consider rescuing.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Another question, who is the worst survivor in your opinion?
I don't really think about this stuff, because it sort of goes with the same thing as best survivor, because there's more reason to think about who's the best survivor, because you want to be buying the best survivors, but each survivor is best at its own thing. Now, it's easier to make an argument about best survivor because, I would say Mercer is the best survivor because you can't chase him, he can't die to detention right away. He's just overall very strong. Now, if you ask me what's the worst survivor, well, then I don't think about this stuff. You can make an argument for every survivor. If you hide very well, you can make every bad survivor good. But if I had to pick a survivor that's the worst, it's got to be Mind's Eye. I'm sorry, Mind's Eye, but you're very sad. And it's all because of her cane. Now, the cane is supposed to help her. When you smash the cane on the ground, when you hit the ground with the cane, it is supposed to tell you where the hunter is so you can better hide against the hunter, right? Right?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that. The cane makes a sound so that any hunter with headphones can hear where you are, and they'll walk over to you, and they'll find you, no problem. I don't wear headphones when I play Hunter, and even I can find the mind's eye using sound. And I don't even wear headphones. I use speakers from my iPad, and I can still hear it. So that goes to show just how bad mind's eye is. That basically means you can't use your cane at all early game until the Hunter finds someone. And at that point, well then, you don't really know where the Hunter spawns unless you're on voice chat. So it makes it very difficult to use her well, especially since she vaults 30% slower and has no item to help her kite other than seeing through walls. But hey, then again, hunters like penguins, sculptor, violence can hit through walls anyway. So
yes, mind's eye is crying now.
I will actually tell you that mind's eye in season 4 used to be B tier. She used to be B tier. Because the best hunters in the game were Clown and Spider. These hunters couldn't hit through walls, they couldn't hit through pallets. Or windows. So they had to break pallets, they had to go wall windows, and it made mind's eye stronger because these hunters couldn't just easily corner her using abilities through walls. They had to skillfully make their way to the mind's eye. I did used to play mind's eye. I have over 100 matches of mind's eye in season 4 or 5, but that's when Dream Witch first became meta. In season 5, so I knew I had to stop playing mind's eye because that was back when mind's eye had no vision at all. Now you can at least see everything in black and white. Everything used to be dark for mind's eye. Nothing, like you could only see like 5 steps ahead of you, and everything else was very dark. You were very, very literally blind as mind's eye back then, which made Dream Witch impossible to counter. So it's gotten better now. But not much.
But depends on the tier. When we were tier 3, mind's eye was very nice because we were all in the voice channel talking to each other. It was very nice, but now it's impossible. Sometimes she plays. When we are losing all matches, she plays. But it's too risky, I agree with you. And I remember your last stream I watched, you played Hunter, and I don't remember which Hunter you were playing. I think you were Dream Witch on Leo's Memory. I don't know if I'm wrong.
No, that was an Arms Factory, and I was X-Boy, and I walked right to the mind's eye. Maybe it was Leo's Memory, but
I remember you said, I'm not even wearing headphones and I can hear it. And then you found her so fast.
Yeah, she was the first survivor I found. I specifically changed direction just because I heard a cane come from that direction. It's just, if I have a buff for mind's eye, and my buff for mind's eye is to remove the cane sound so Hunter can't hear you. That would be my buff.
Okay, and now I have a question for you. Why do you hate Barmaid that you wanted to kill her as an ex-boy in that match?
Because I want... because I want to make a point that Barmaid's ability, it just doesn't heal you quick enough. You can the problem with Barmaid is that she is unlike any other character that when you use your item, you don't get the value right away. So you can actually end up using an item for nothing. She's the only character like this. And the only way you can pull this off with Barmaid is if it's a hunter that whose abilities do not recharge quicker than the bottle takes to heal you. So if it's a Bluffling, her mirror takes 29 seconds to come back once she uses it once. But the bottle uses 20 seconds. That's why Barmaid is good. But look at Violinist, 14 seconds. Axeboy, 14 seconds. Ripper, 20 seconds. Ripper is a little bit more close. It's 20 seconds, and Ripper's Flag Blade is 20 seconds. But usually you have to drink the bottle 2 seconds after you get hit, or something like that, or 1 second. So you still give time for the hunter to use a blink or something. Even if it is Ripper, even if it's Bluffling, they can still hit you with a blink, and it's very difficult to pull off Barmaid. And we haven't even talked about Sculptor and Bonbon. We won't even talk about that's very obvious. I would rather play Doctor than Barmaid because at least Barmaid barmaid's ability is limited, but the doctor has an unlimited syringe.
Yeah.
It always comes.
Yeah.
And it's faster.
Well, I think barmaid is good when she's not kiting, she's not rescuing, she's only decoding. And then I think it's okay, it's good, it's helpful. But using her ability for kiting is not good at all. I don't see a reason why someone struggles so much with a survivor to heal when they can play perfumer, for example. It's much better playing perfumer.
Oh yeah, and perfumer, even when you mess up the perfume, she is still, if you can get to like ship or somewhere with a height,
Yeah.
and you use your perfume right before you fall down, you still, in fact, that I think that's better than using it for a hit, because you stall the hunter for longer than if you used it for a hit. So,
Yes,
perfumer, very strong.
I agree. And now I have a question from our main barmaid, my friend. Her name is Misaki, and she asked me to ask you, what do you do when the hunter puts a lot of pressure while camping? I mean, it's close to the line and the hunter does not hit.
I always wait, because a terror shock is, I would say that a terror shock is way worse than going past the line, because at least if you go past the line, yes, the person will die instantly the next time they get on a chair, but you're still alive, and that's a good thing. And I know some people may be thinking, well, if you get terror shock and you say before half, then you can body block. That's generally not worth it, especially with hunters that can do area damage, like Bonbon, Sculptor. There's also the problem that the hunter can just wait 30 seconds and wait for you to go down and then knock the person down with an ability once you're out of the way. It's not worth it, because then you're knocked down, and the hunters today have become so strong that the person off the chair will likely also be knocked down very quickly. That's why we carry Tide Turner, because of that type of situation. Because hunters just knock people down so quickly once you're on a chair one time. If you messed it up, if you came to the chair late and the line is close to half, then what I always do is I still keep waiting, because a terror shock is much worse than having the person go past half. And if they swing at you, that's good, because then they were just a little bit too late, and then maybe you'll have time to get it before half. I almost always do. Even when I just sit there and wait, they'll very often swing when it's very close to halfway, and then get it right in time. But you have to have quick reflexes,
Good.
All right.
I will do that because I get terror shocked. I panic.
Yeah, if you get terror shocked, even if you're a mercenary, it's just too difficult to protect the person. It's not a reliable strategy. Just keep yourself alive and go for the time. If it's like a first rescue or a second rescue, or if it's a second rescue, I guess the person will already die. So never mind.
Okay, I understand. Okay, Sikey, I think it's okay, the questions. And now, can you demonstrate to us some hard hunters to rescue against? Let's try to do it.
I'll try to do it, but we'll try it.
Okay, yes, don't worry. You will rescue me.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Mr. Purple T-Rex. I don't know if you know him, but he always gets to Hydra. He's a very good hunter. We never won a match against him. Sometimes we play custom to practice, but we always lose. We're not prepared for him. T-Rex is a psycho, don't worry.
That was a really nice elbow pad.
Okay, guys, so thank you very much. Thank you, T-Rex. Thank you, Sikey, for helping me. This video is going to be very nice. It will help a lot my subscribers rescue better and understand more about this game. So thank you very much for that.
T-Rex, I don't know if you knew, but this is part 2. This is part 2 of recording the video because the last time the footage disappeared.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for doing that twice, and I'm sorry about the first time, but now I have 2 videos, so it's impossible that it's gonna happen again, so thank you.
No problem. Anytime. It was an honor playing with Sikey as well. He's such a great survivor.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, T-Rex. My rescues were horrible.
No. You've given me nightmares in rank. Have a lot of fun. I wish you both the best of luck. Lots of love to both you, Sikey and Joy. Have fun.
Thanks, T-Rex.
Thank
See you later, man.
Okay, so thank you again. And like I said, I need about 2 weeks to edit the video because I have to write the translation for that. And as soon as I post the video, I message you and then you can watch it.
Okay. I hope I didn't talk too fast sometimes. I think sometimes I talk really fast.
Yeah, it's okay. You are very nice. Are you stuck?
I might be. I can get out.
You're stuck in my piano.
Your piano's a trap.
Okay, come on, follow me to the door.
Oh no, not. Never mind.
Come on, goodbye. See you.
See you, Joy.